All right, so what's up? I'm Auggie 5,000, and I want to introduce you to a guy that kind of comes from the same genetics as me. We don't look like we're related, but same hometown, same side of town. Sob Story. What's up, man?
What's good, bro? What's good? How you feeling?
I'm feeling great.
I feel great. It's my first time here.
Yeah, welcome to Minnesota.
Thank you. Yeah.
So, I talked about hometown, right?
Yeah.
So that they know, where are you from?
Born and raised South Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Phoenix has a scene that's bubbling, and you're part of this, like part of the effervescence of
Absolutely.
it bubbling. What differentiates you from everybody in the scene in Phoenix and nationally?
I think it's less about what differentiates me and like kind of like what brings everybody together. Because I think like what's happening right now in the city is everybody's kind of like clicking together and. We're kind of like building like a community of artists, and I think like that's what's kind of like raising the bar, like everybody coming together and like just to be a part of that, like I feel like I'm like a wheel like in the spoke that's like or a spoke in the wheel that's turning. So
okay.
Like I think it's about like everything that's happening right now in the city.
I can dig that.
Yeah.
Your sound is cool.
Thank you.
I hate to do comparisons to other artists, but I get the Bryson Tiller vibes. I get the Weeknd vibes.
I've heard that for sure.
But I mean, so where does that sound come from? Is that just something that kind of like bubbled inside of you?
I think it's like a combination of a lot of things. I think one, it's like my love for like kind of like R&B music and like growing up with like a very kind of like diverse like background. Like my pops is from Nigeria, my mom's from South Africa, so like I grew up with like that being played in the house, and then like my dad's also like huge on like the old school shit like Earth, Wind and Fire, like Isley Brothers, so I would like hear that on like my drives to school, and then like on my own discovery of like hip hop, because I do like on my production as well, so I was like hugely influenced by like Kanye in the beginning, and like dudes like Pharrell or like Ryan Leslie. So it's like I think a combination of all those things kind of shaped like the sound that I've developed for myself.
Okay, that's what's up. So the name Sob Story is interesting.
Yeah, that's definitely a story behind that. Pun intended. Yeah.
Well, tell us about it.
Sob Story, it's kind of like two things. So like Sob is the first three letters of my name, and my favorite rapper is Nas. I'm a huge Nas fan, and like he has an African name. He uses the first three letters of his name, so Nas. So like me paying homage to Nas is going by SAB, so Sob. And then the story attached to it is kind of like a play on words. Like it's Sob Story, but it's not a sob story. So like I'm using storytelling like in my music, how I kind of like convey like who I am, but it's like more of like overcoming shit and like creating your own story and not letting life create your sob story for you. So I hope that makes sense.
That's a dope story.
Yeah.
You got a couple of songs bubbling. Let them know, let everybody know what they should be hearing.
Yeah. Right now, I have two joints you can find right now out on Spotify, Apple Music. The first joint, I produce everything too. So the first joint, Vibe, that's available. We dropped that last year, and then the joint that's going crazy right now is Need You Here. That everybody's gonna hear tonight. So
that was cool.
Yeah.
We're downstairs inside the Fine Line and kind of drinking a little bit. You got the tequila there.
Yeah, I got my little tequila here, and then I got some like tea, trying to like keep this right before I get out there.
That's what it is. Okay, because I was wondering, this is an interesting combination, the Earl Grey with the tequila.
Right.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm trying to like obviously enjoy myself, but at the same time like stay ready for what's about to happen. So
that's what's up. That's like half like that's like half Future, half Erykah Badu.
Right. Actually, no. If this was Future, it'd just be like a little purple in here. You'd just be something else.
If you could describe yourself in one word, as a matter of fact, 3 words. If you could describe yourself in 3 words, what would it be?
I would say a little bit of tequila, a little bit of tea, and I would say a little bit of like 90s R&B. That's like my favorite like genre of music. So
okay, I like that.
Yeah,
I mess with that. So who's your favorite like 90s R&B artist?
That's hard. Like there's a lot that I'm really influenced by. Like obviously like Boyz II Men is huge. Like 112. Like the Need You Here record. Like I sampled 112. Jodeci is huge. Genuine. There's just too many to pick. Honestly, like my favorite changes like based on the day.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you're producing, because you produce everything.
Yeah.
Do you like to use samples more, or do you like to find original sounds?
Honestly, it depends how I feel. It's different like every time I sit down to like make music. Sampling is like that's really how like I learned like production. Like I remember like the first time I heard like Through the Wire, like I was like, how did he make that? Like I wanted to like go back and like break down and like kind of like recreate that. So that's kind of like how I taught myself. So that's gonna always be like a part of my sound, but definitely like you'll hear it tonight, like a lot of some of the other stuff that I do for sure.
So I gotta know this because you share the same hometown.
Yeah.
Are you into sports?
Yeah. We're not doing the greatest right now, but
Sad, bro.
you already know.
It's
yeah.
a sob story.
Yeah, I know. But all puns intended.
Right?
Yeah.
Nah, man, my sons, man.
Man,
Like,
it's really bad, honestly. Like we have a lot of great pieces, but I think like as like an organization, like we need a lot of changes. Like we've got the number one pick. Like we've got, a 2 guard who can be, one of the best players like of this generation. Exactly. So I think we just need to figure it out. We're in a tough Western Conference. There's a lot going on, but we're definitely gonna figure it out. I haven't given up hope yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's just tough, man. Seeing the headlines every day. I'm the type of guy that, as best as I can in the city that I'm not from, I've embraced the city that I'm from. Mm-hmm. However, I wear Phoenix on my chest. Like,
yeah, you gotta rep.
Constantly. So that's what you intend to do is like wear Phoenix on your chest? Because a lot of people are like, we want to put the city on, and like that's old, that's done.
Yeah.
But if you wear it on your chest.
Yeah, I was wearing it on my head for a while. Like
I saw that.
Like I usually I'll rock like a bandana for like most of my shows, like wherever I pull up, and like that's what really I think kind of like galvanized people in the city to like mess with me is because they saw like this dude like bold enough to like put the flag on his head. Like I'll pull up to like places in LA and people will look at me crazy like what is that?
That's dope.
So yeah, like I definitely like want to put on for the city, like make people proud, like first and foremost. And it's dope, like, seeing like people in the city like react to that and embrace it. It's just like mad love.
What do you think the best thing about your hometown is?
The best thing, there's a lot, honestly. I would say that's a loaded question.
Okay.
Yeah, there's too much to name.
That's cool. There is a lot.
Yeah.
First of all, the food's great. I gotta know, do you fuck with Pete's Fish and Chips?
Of course I do. All right, so like I'm vegan. Like I've been vegan for like almost 2 years now.
Okay.
But yes, Pete's Fish and Chips, fire.
Okay.
Actually, it's funny. I actually put that I haven't put the record out yet, but I actually dropped their name like in a record. That's hilarious.
That's dope.
Yeah,
That's so dope.
No,
Yeah.
pizza's fire. Pizza's fire. You got to get the sauce too. You got to make sure you get the extra 8-ounce joint.
Oh yeah, it's like this big, bro.
Exactly.
And everybody shares it.
For sure.
And then you run out.
Exactly.
So what would you say? What's your favorite Mexican food spot?
Man, I would say I haven't honestly since I've been vegan for almost 2 years now. So there's not a lot that kind of catered to the way I eat now. But Caroline's is fire.
Oh yeah, Caroline's. Yeah, Caroline's is fire.
Yeah.
Shout out to the green. I don't eat pork or beef anymore.
Yeah.
But when
Vegan
I did, the green chili burritos, just know.
You got to get the green chili.
Just know.
The red is fire, but it's all about the green.
So, I'm gonna go back to the question because I really want to know. You said there's a lot of things that are great about the city.
For sure.
Give me one.
I would say the people.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like they all have a really strong sense of pride for the city. Mm-hmm. And I think that you can see that in the music and the artists too. We're all banding together and trying to rep for the city and put on for the city. So I would definitely say it's more the culture, I guess. Okay. I could say.
That's a major key.
Yeah.
Because I remember back in the day coming up in the scene, this was the biggest part. The problem was there's a lot of people that they didn't mess with each other. They were talented, mm-hmm. but it's you're over here, and we're over here, and we're doing our thing.
Right.
And then we realized what Houston was doing back in the Chopped and Screw with Paul Wall and all that. For sure. And it was yo, see what they're doing? That's what we need to do. And now you're starting to see it come into fruition. Right, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. I think the seeds were planted then, and I think now it's starting to kind of sprout with the new artists. Everybody's getting it. Everybody understands we have to click up and support each other
for like the city to like support us. So
That's what's up.
yeah.
So before we wrap things up, if you want everybody to know one thing about you,
One thing about me,
yeah,
man, that's another loaded question. I would say one thing about me is stay ready, I guess. Like
Okay.
that's what I would say. Like I got a lot of new music dropping this next year, so expect to see a lot more of me.
okay,
Yeah,
check him out, man.
absolutely. Sob Story.
Sob Story. Where can they find you on social media?
It's at the Sob Story, the SAB Story on all social media.